cose so pitiful.
The makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Purine and Pret Cooking Fat, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, Maple Margarine, and Niblets Cheese Twists present the Epic Casebook. In which Inspector Carr investigates.
Good evening. While I do not go along with the famous French criminologist who declared that many a murder has remained undetected under the cloak of a verdict of suicide, I do agree that there must have been cases in which a cunning and resourceful killer has been able to make his crime look like an act of self-destruction. While I think my French colleague exaggerates in stressing the proportion of those so-called suicides that were murders committed by others, the case of James Robinshaw does lend some weight to his thesis. I think you will find the account of our investigation into his death quite interesting. I have called my story, No Bed of Roses. When the commissioner sent for me, I thought it was to give a report on the Limehouse affair. Seated in his office was a man in his early 50s. He gazed at me with a pair of clear, candid blue eyes belonging to the face that told of many years under a hot, tropical sun.
Inspector Carr, I'd like you to meet Mr. Frank Goldworth.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? It seems, Inspector, that an inquest was held on the death of a landowner in Essex named James Robinshaw. The verdict was suicide whilst of unsound mind. Would you like to take it up from there, Frank?
Yes, certainly. I've just returned from Tanganyika. Done fairly well. I've decided to retire. Haven't seen James for a number of years. Ever since I went to Tanganyika, in fact. We were in the Navy together. I'd arrived in London last year for a fortnight's stay to see some officials. The day before I was due to fly back to Tanganyika, I was calling for a taxi. Taxi! Taxi!
Sorry, sir. The gentleman behind you called me first.
Oh, that's all right. You can take it. There's sure to be another one soon.
Oh, no, not a bit of it. If you called it... James!
What? By all the saints. Frank Goldworth. Frank, how wonderful to see you. You're looking marvelous.
The African sun, old boy.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Which of you wants this taxi?
Both of us. Come on, Frank. You're coming to my club for a drink. I'll brook no refusal.
Oh, refusal? I'll be delighted. Well, actually, we indulged in a lot of war talk, and then I told him my plans to retire early. He told me that the farm was virtually running itself, and we decided to take an extended holiday together this year. Now, look, I got this letter less than 6 weeks ago while in Tanganyika. Dear Frank,
delighted to get your letter containing the news that you haven't changed your mind. Cannot tell you how I'm looking forward to this world trip. What a blissful thought. A whole year of changing scenes and people. How fortunate was our meeting. The very prospect of our trip seems to have taken years off me. Since Jessica died, I've been rather a lonely man, and running into you seems to have given me a new impetus. I've been a country cabbage for too long. Do let me know when you're coming to England. I'll drive up to London Airport and meet you. I'll drive you to my house. I think you'll like that.
Actually, yours, James. Oh, does that sound like the letter of possible suicide?
When was that letter written?
March 13th.
It's now April the 22nd, only a few weeks ago.
Yes, precisely. I took advantage of my friendship with the Commissioner to voice my suspicions.
You suspect foul play?
Yes, I do.
You'd better tell Carr the circumstances of the man's death.
Certainly. It was found by his servant, shot through the head. There was a note on the bedside which said, I simply cannot go on.
And how did you learn of his death?
I flew in from Africa 2 days ago, fully expecting James to be at the airport. I had just cleared customs and immigration when I heard my name being called.
Calling passenger Mr. Frank Goldworth on flight 706 from Dar es Salaam. Please come to the information desk through gate J. Mr. Frank Goldworth of flight 706 from Dar es Salaam. Please come to information desk by gate J.
Excuse me, I believe my name's being called out. My name's
Oh, yes, sir. There's somebody to meet you. Here you are, miss. This is Mr. Goldworth.
Mr. Frank Goldworth? I've come to meet you. I knew that poor Mr. Robinshaw would want me to do so.
What is it? Why do you say poor Mr. Robinshaw? Isn't he here?
No, sir, that's why I've come here. When your telegram arrived, I took the liberty of opening it. He did say something about a friend maybe staying with us. It was only a day before he shot himself.
Just a minute, Margot. You said shot himself. Do you mean that Mr. Robinshaw...
He's dead. Committed suicide.
Good heavens. When was this?
Exactly a month ago today, on March the 20th. I brought you a cutting of a newspaper about it. It's all about the inquest.
For a whole day I thought about it, and then I decided to voice my suspicions.
He could have done it in a fit of depression.
I swear to you, he's the last man in the world to take his own life.
You got that newspaper cutting with you?
Yeah, I got it, Tim. Yeah, here it is. Doesn't say very much, I'm afraid.
Thank you, sir. The prominent landowner and farmer, Mr. James Robinshaw, who was found dead a week ago, was the subject of an inquest held at the coroner's court yesterday. Evidence, which was brief, was given by Dr. Davis and by the maid Elsie Simons, who gave the alarm. A verdict of felo de se was recorded. The coroner said there was no question but that Mr. Robinshaw must have taken his life whilst in a fit of such depression as to be of unsound mind.
Sure, I suppose the editor of the newspaper wanted as little publicity as possible out of deference to friend.
Yes, seems like it.
Well, what do you say, Inspector? Care to go down to Faxley and take a look?
Certainly, sir.
I'd be most awfully grateful.
Well, we'll soon learn whether it was suicide or not. An optimistic statement on my part that proved to be lacking in prophecy. Faxley is a pleasant little village on the edge of Epping Forest. I made for the local hostel there.
Morning, sir.
Morning to you. Pint of old, please.
Certainly, sir. Proper spring weather, isn't it?
Very pleasant indeed. Have you a room you can give me for the night?
Why, with pleasure, sir. You on holiday?
No. Investigating the death of Mr. Robinshaw.
Oh, one of the insurance gentlemen, eh? Well, they do say he was heavily insured, but you insurance companies don't pay out on suicides. At least that's what Sergeant Orphan says.
Sergeant Orphan?
He's in charge of the local police station here. Who wasn't half a do when Mr. Robinshaw committed suicide? Nothing like that has happened in this village since Mr. Tom's the butcher, as was here, ran off with the grocer's wife. Who'd have thought it, eh? Just shows you, don't it? Here was Mr. Robinshaw with more money as he knows what to do with, and he goes and blows his brains out.
Do you know why he blew his brains out?
He was never quite the same since his wife died. Proper lady she was.
You sure it was suicide?
Well, what else could it be?
That's quite a point. I think I'll have a word with Dr. Davis.
I was very surprised when you telephoned you were coming to talk to me, Inspector Carr. I thought the case was over and done with.
I'm just making some routine inquiries. I understand you were called to Robinshaw's bedroom.
Yes.
What time was that?
About 10:30 in the morning.
And you were called by Sergeant Orphan, huh?
Yes. I knew James Robinshaw well. It was quite a shock, I can tell you.
I wonder if you mind telling me what you told at the inquest. Describe the scene as you saw it.
All right. I rushed over to the house. Orphan was waiting for me. I ran into the bedroom. There he was, lying in bed. The pillow was covered in blood. One hand was dangling over the side of the bed. A few inches from his hand on the floor, there was a gun. And by the gun was a note. The sergeant took into possession of both.
Did you read what the note said?
Yes, it said, "I can't go on with it."
And you're convinced it was suicide?
What else could it be? The door was locked. It was his own gun. The note was in his handwriting. He had a most marvelous calligraphy, did James. No one could copy his handwriting. So you see, there's no question it was anything else but suicide.
Was he as depressed as people say?
Oh, there's no doubt he was deeply affected by his wife's death. Stopped taking an interest in his farm, gave up being master of the hunt.
Yes, and you have no doubt in your mind that it was suicide?
No doubt at all. I'm sure that there isn't a person in the village who thinks otherwise. Even Sergeant Orphan.
Oh, it was suicide, all right, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Without wishing to be disrespectful, I can't understand why Scotland Yard is showing any interest.
I'm beginning to share your lack of understanding. I believe there was no question but that the gun belonged to the dead man.
Oh, no question at all, sir. I still got it here. It was his, all right.
And the note he left was in his writing?
It had been identified by 5 people, sir. The windows were locked on the inside. The door was locked.
Was he a popular man in the village, Sergeant?
Very, sir. Very nice gentleman indeed, sir.
And this girl who raised the alarm, where's she now?
Well, she's living in the house, sir. You know, sir, until everything's straightened out.
Well, let's go and have a word with her, shall we? Faxley House proved to be a delightful example of 18th century English architecture. As we drove through the gates, past the rolling lawns and the spring flowers nodding their heads in the breeze, I wondered how it was that a man so secure in society, both economically and socially, would want to take his own life. The maid, Elsie Simons, was standing at the entrance to the house. Thank you, Sergeant Orphan. I'll walk back.
All right, sir. I should be at the station if you want me.
Good man. Miss Simons?
Yes, sir. You're Inspector Carr?
That's right.
Oh, do come through here, sir. Of course, everything is such a mess, as you can understand.
Oh, that's all right. Now, Miss Simons, it was you, I believe, who raised the alarm.
That's right, sir.
This was when you were taking your employer his morning cup of tea.
Oh, no, sir. It was much later than that.
Oh, well, start from the beginning, will you? You said in your statement at the inquest that you took your employer a cup of tea.
Yes, he always had his tea at 7:30. I always leave it outside his bedroom door and knock on the door.
Go on.
Well, I went about my work, doing all the cleaning and the like, and when I thought it funny Mr. Robinshaw hasn't come down for breakfast, I calls out to the gardener. Sam? Sam, is the boss up?
I ain't seen him.
Funny, he seems to have overslept. Mr. Robinshaw? Funny, he hasn't taken his tea. Mr. Robinshaw? Mr. Robinshaw? Sam? Sam?
Huh? Well, what is it?
I don't know. Mr. Robinshaw doesn't answer. Might be taken ill or something. Might have had a faint.
Wait a minute. Let's have a look through the keyhole. No. Oh, stand by, I'll see you. I'm going to break this door down.
Do you think you should?
Well, there's nothing else for it.
Oh, look. All that blood.
Quick, he's been shot.
Is he?
He's dead, all right. You better ring Sergeant Orphan. I'll stay here.
I ran downstairs and I telephoned Sergeant Orphan, and then...
Oh, thank you. That'll be enough for the moment. Where is Sam?
Oh, he's here. Sergeant Orphan said you might want to have a word with him.
Yes, I'd like to have a word with the gardener. Yes, you're Sam Jenkins. You're employed as a gardener, hmm?
Yes, sir.
I understand you live at the lodge by the gate entrance.
That's right, sir.
Well, Sam, I've been through your statement made to the police and also your testimony given at the inquests. You think it was suicide?
Well, it is suicide, isn't it, sir? Oh, I mean, they said so at the inquest. Couldn't mean anything else, I can tell you.
Well, why'd you say that?
Well, sir, I had to break the door down. If you're thinking somebody did him in, how would they get into the bedroom? It was locked. Key was inside the room. In fact, we found it on the mantelpiece in the bedroom.
Yeah, I know the windows were locked on the inside, the door was locked. You say that Mr. Robinshaw was lying in bed.
Yes, sir.
Were the bedclothes disturbed? Any sign of a struggle?
Oh, no, sir. In fact, if it wasn't for the blood, you wouldn't know anything had happened. Blankets were all straight. He was lying there just as though he were asleep.
I see, Sam.
Excuse me, sir. George down at the pub seems to think there's trouble with insurance. Don't they believe it's suicide?
They'd be fools if they did. I know it was murder. I discovered a couple of clues suggesting to me that Robinshaw was murdered. I had to start from the beginning, the usual initial procedure in a murder investigation. Sergeant Orphan, I'm convinced he was murdered. He didn't take his own life. I want you to get through to Scotland Yard and speak to my assistant, Sergeant Jackson. I want him to get operations to find out all they can about everyone and anyone connected with the late James Robinshaw.
Forgive me, sir. I still can't believe it.
I sympathize with your attitude. You are a local man and you know everyone involved. Nevertheless, get weaving. We've got to find out who had a motive for wanting Robinshaw out of the way, who had opportunity, everything we can.
Right, sir.
And while you're doing that, I'll have a word with the solicitor. What's his name?
Ellis, sir. You'll find his offices in the High Street.
Hubert Ellis, senior partner in the firm of solicitors, might have stepped right out of a book by Charles Dickens. He was a benign, portly, fresh-complexioned gentleman in his late 60s. As he sat at his desk, his head bent slightly forward, his fingertips together in the approved family solicitor's manner, I gazed at his bald head and thought how like Mr. Pickwick he was.
Tut, Inspector Carr, you surely cannot believe that James Robinshaw was murdered? Why, he hadn't got an enemy in the world.
Possibly not. Nevertheless, somebody shot him. I'm looking for motives. I must ask you to disclose the contents of his will.
Who am I to oppose the wishes of so formidable an organization as Scotland Yard? If you think you will find the name of the murderer in the pages of Robinshaw's will, you're sadly mistaken.
Why'd you say that?
He left his entire estate to his married sister.
Where's she?
Oh, she's a most wonderful person. Clarissa has dedicated her life to the underprivileged. At the moment, she is working at a mission situated in a place called Markrite in southern Persia, a place riddled with pestilence and disease. I forgot to tell you that she is a doctor.
There were no other bequests?
None. He was a man of rather quick and summary decisions. I suggested that perhaps he ought to consider his servants, farm workers, local charities. Surely, James, all these people are worthy of some financial bequest.
Of course they are, Hubert. The trouble is, I'm not sure to what degree. My sister has a heart as big as the world, and yet she's a most practical person. Instead of you and I spending days wondering how much I ought to leave and to whom, just put a codicil stating that I bequeath my entire estate to my sister, Dr. Clarissa Robinshaw, in the knowledge that she will see to it that those who have served me faithfully and well will not go unrewarded.
As you wish, James.
And now you've got me stymied.
No motive for anybody here. Why don't you accept the fact that he committed suicide? You know he was killed at about 2:30 in the morning. The hand that pulled that trigger belonged to James Robinshaw. I'd stake my life on it.
Don't. You're likely to lose it that way. Tell me something about your friend and client. Was he quick-tempered? What was he like as a human being? Mean, generous?
Oh, most generous. Do you know he discovered that young Sam Jenkins was attending technical school in order to learn about modern scientific methods of horticulture, and he was teaching him.
Oh? No, I didn't.
Yes. Every week he would take him through his old textbooks, books that James had when he was at the agricultural college.
I see. Well, thank you, Mr. Ellis. I've taken up far too much of your time already. I left the solicitor's office knowing that the solution was near at hand. My thoughts were vague and undefined, yet of one thing I was sure. Robinshaw was murdered, and the killer was either Elsie Simons or Sam Jenkins. I finally decided that it had to be Sam Jenkins. Nevertheless, the moment had not come for the precipitated action. I walked back to the hotel, thinking that a glass of my favorite brew might help to inspire me. Landlord, I owe you something of an apology. I allowed you to remain under the impression that I was...
You weren't insurance, Inspector. Oh, that's all right, sir. Nothing's kept secret for very long in a small village like this. Inspector Carr, eh? Oh, who'd have believed it? It's a real pleasure to have you under my roof, sir.
You're a man of the world, George. After Mrs. Robinshaw died, what did her husband do for, female companionship? There must have been a lot of ladies in the district who'd like to become the second Mrs. Robinshaw, with all these lands and money.
Well, no, Inspector. There were quite a few who tried to wag their hat up, but he wasn't having any. Mind you, they do say that he cast his eye on young Elsie Simons now and again. He's a pretty little thing.
George, you're not suggesting...
Mind you, I think it was just gossip. But I had that Sam Jenkins in here one night. He'd had a few.
That clock right, George?
Yours makes no odds.
She should have been here an hour ago. It's now 9 o'clock. She usually finishes washing up the dinner things by 7:30. I suppose he's telling her how lonely he is. Why doesn't he find women of his own class?
No, then, Sam Jenkins. There's no call for you to go talking in that way. Mr. Robinshaw has been very kind to you.
Oh, so he has. I bet he's been kinder to Elsie, though.
Oh, hello, evening, George. Hello, Sam.
Where you been?
What do you mean, where have I been? You know very well where I've been looking after Mr. Robinshaw.
What do you mean by looking out?
Don't you talk to me like that. Mr. Robinshaw said...
I don't want to hear what Mr. Robinshaw says to you here. I don't want to know.
Oh, they had a proper row, they did. Hey, you don't think...
Yes, I do think. Never mind the drink, George. I am paying a call on Faxley House. Oh, to be in a pleasant Essex village now that April is here, particularly when you know that you're just about to crack another case. I walked to Faxley House because my first call was on Sam at the lodge. George, Sam! Open up! Open up, Sam!
All right, I'm coming. Hello, Inspector.
Hello, Sam. Open the gates.
Right, sir.
I want you to come up to the house with me. I assume that Elsie's still there.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. You know, Sam, I've been going through the records of the inquests. Of course, the coroner wanted to get the proceedings over as soon as possible. And there were lots of points that were left out. For instance, nobody mentioned the sound of a pistol shot. Did you hear any sound of a shot?
No, sir.
Strange, quiet country village like this. I should have thought the sharp report of a gun would be heard for a couple of miles. You a heavy sleeper?
Yes, I am, rather.
You married, Sam?
Oh, no.
Going steady?
Well, Elsie and I have a sort of understanding.
Here we are.
Oh, of course, she might have gone to bed.
Nonsense, it's barely dinner time.
Oh,
Can I come in, Miss Simons?
yes, of course.
Thank you. Oh, I see you have a modern kind of lock, the sort that's self-locking.
That's right.
Suppose you have a key.
Oh, yes.
You, Sam?
Yes, I got one. I help Elsie with the heavy work.
Good, let's all go in, shall we? I shall close the door, Elsie. Is that how you close it every night? There are no bolts on the inside or anything like that?
Oh, no, sir.
I see. Now, let's all sit down, shall we? That's better. Elsie, did anyone ask you whether you heard a pistol shot in the night?
Well, they didn't say pistol shot. Sergeant Orphan asked me whether I'd heard anything in the night, and I said no.
You realize what that means, don't you?
Means what?
Don't stall. Somebody entered Robinshaw's bedroom and shot him dead. You were here when his death took place. It would have been impossible for you to have remained sound asleep with a gun going off.
I didn't kill him. I didn't.
Why didn't you rush to your master when you heard the gunshot?
Because
you knew who fired the gun.
Yeah, but I had nothing to do with it. Oh, Sam.
Shut up. He committed suicide. He left a note, didn't he?
That was rather cunning of you. Where's the rest of the note?
What are you talking about?
The note saying that your employer could not continue giving you lessons.
So you couldn't keep your mouth shut, eh?
You touch that girl again and I'll lay you flat. All right, I see. What really happened?
I swear I knew nothing about it. I heard a pistol shot coming from Mr. Robinshaw's room. I put on a dressing gown. Sam!
He had it coming to him.
What have you done? What have you done?
Don't get panicky. No one will know. I used his own gun. I left this note. He forgot to sign it. No one will guess it just says on the second page. I can't go on with it. Now, you and me are going to get married, see? And you better keep your mouth shut. Tomorrow morning, we'll both break down the door and call the police.
All right, both of you. You better come along with me to the police station. And I must warn you that anything either of you might say will be taken down and be used in evidence against you.
Carr, I see that you strongly recommend that no action be taken against the girl. Are you still convinced that she was not a party to the murder itself?
Yes, I'm convinced, sir. She should be charged with attempting to defeat the ends of justice, but there's no doubt she was in fear of her life. Tough customer, that Sam.
After you'd been at Faxley less than a few hours, you telephoned to say you were convinced it was murder. What convinced you? The note? The fact that there was no apparent reason why he should commit suicide?
Oh, no, sir. Two rather important points.
So?
You remember Sam said...
If you're thinking somebody did him in, how could they get into the bedroom? It was locked. The key was inside the room. In fact, we found it on the mantelpiece.
Now, would a man contemplating suicide lock the door, remove the key, carefully place it on the mantelpiece? It's against all human nature. Secondly, in reply to my question, were the clothes disturbed, Sam? Any sign of a struggle?
Oh, no, sir. In fact, if it wasn't for the blood, you wouldn't know anything had happened. The blankets were all straight. He was lying there just as though he was asleep.
Would that be possible? Just imagine a would-be suicide undressing, putting on his pajamas, getting into bed, carefully straightening the bedclothes, and then blowing his brains out. Of course, the whole thing was ridiculous. Well, Sam has gone to a place where he'll never be able to stage a fake suicide again. Elsie was taught her lesson. And the moral of the story? Girls, think twice before you arouse the jealousy of a gardener. You'll find it no bed of roses.
The Epic Casebook was produced by Michael Silver for the makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Maple Margarine, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, and Niblets Cheese Twists. Listen again next Thursday night at 9:30 to another exciting story from our Epic Casebook.